Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and welcome back to another video. One of the things I've always believed about Minecraft that not necessarily shared by everyone else is that there is genuinely skill to the game, and there's a lot of things you can learn that can make you better at Minecraft. And today, I figured I'd prove some examples of that, because today I'm going to be teaching you 5 parkour skills that if you can learn and effectively use in the game, will actually save your life more than once in PvP situations. So yeah, hopefully you do all enjoy today's different idea for a video. If you do all like it, please do all like it and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets me know you do like these kind of more advanced PvP tips. Anyway, let's get straight into it, shall we, with the first parkour tip that might just save your life, because most of you should know by now that the maximum number of blocks you can actually jump at once is 4. So if you look, you can count here, there's 4 block gap between me and there. So if we go from the very edge of this block, we can make it to that block there. You'll see, just hit, boom, we just made it. We can do the same in reverse, but 4 blocks is the max. There's no way that you can make a 5 block jump unless there is a height difference. So from here to there, it's 5 blocks. It looks like you might just be able to make it if you really believe, but there is no way of making this at all. So, you know, logically you might think, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place an extra block here, and now it's 5 blocks. And this is, you know, one solution to the problem, but it's not a very good solution if you're being chased by someone and you know they're going to hit you off anyway. So what do you do if you know you're being chased? You need to make a jump that you know you can't make. Okay, so this is something that I think is pretty cool. Basically, you make the jump shorter, but you make it shorter on the other side. So from this side, you know, you're running, you're doing your thing, you run, you jump, and then you place your block just... okay, I placed it just a little bit wrong there. You got to run, you jump, and then you suddenly face down and place your block. So it's a little bit harder on a control, of course, but like that, you place the block, and suddenly you make it. If you want, you remove the block, and then they think they can make the jump, they fall down, they die, and you're in a pretty good situation right there. So, yeah, that's the first thing I recommend. If you get really advanced with this is something I have real problems mastering, but it is something you can do. You can make the same jump and then place gravel on the other side, so it automatically falls, or, you know, sand or whatever. But for the most part, yeah, if you want, you can actually learn a tip where you make the jump shorter on the way. You could do 2 blocks if you really want to, and therefore you can make other people fall because they think the jump is doable, but yet it's not. So there we go, same thing again. Pro tip number 1 right here. If you use that, if you can shorten the gap, you can do some cool things. So the second parkour tip that might just save your life is to do with ladders, because I've shown you before how if you place a water bucket just before you hit the ground, you won't take any falling damage. The same is true, by the way, for a slime. If you can place that before you hit the ground, boom, no falling damage. One thing I haven't shown off that's really handy if you're falling against something, so this is particularly important when there's a void, so there's nothing to fall onto. Basically, if you're falling against a wall or against an island in Skywars or against anything like that, having a ladder on you is really handy, because this is a tricky thing to get here. But if you fall and then you fall onto a ladder, so we actually messed it up right there. If you fall, place the ladder and then land onto the ladder, it's going to give you no falling damage. So again, you have to make sure you don't fall on top of it, but instead on the side of it. So we'll do it like that right there. Okay, the second bit right there. Again, these are all tips that you should be able to master, but are actually kind of tricky. Just like that, boom, there's me doing it kind of low down. You can do this at any kind of height on the thing if you want to, and you can use that to give yourself no falling damage on the way down, except when I bounce onto the slime. But yeah, you get the point. So yeah, placing a ladder just before you fall. You can do it on short distances. You can even do it on long distances. Obviously, you get faster and faster, so it gets harder and harder. But if you want, you actually can do this sort of stuff, and it's really, really handy to prevent fall damage. So yeah, if you're falling and you don't have a water bucket, you don't have a slime, or there is, you know, no floor below you, or it's lava or something like that, then having a ladder to be able to do this is, oh jeez, is actually a kind of a handy thing. So yeah, make sure you don't fall on top of it, and you can do some cool stuff like that. So yeah, let's move on to the third handy tip right here, which is actually to do with when you're being chased. So again, most of the parkour stuff that can help you in Minecraft is for when you're being chased, because in Minecraft you're chasing or you're being chased, and you need to close the gap between you and the other person. So if you want to, I guess, widen the gap because they're chasing you, what you can actually do is you can kind of make parkour on the go. There are 2 ways to do this. Let's just call them parkour on the go. The first one here is really easy. It's just kind of, you know, facing down instead, and then placing blocks as you go. Hopefully, you know, if they're not, you know, wise enough to jump over them and stuff, they're going to get caught like this. They're going to stop their sprint. They have to start again, and that's going to give you, you know, the tiniest little bit of lead every single time you do it, and it's a handy little thing right there. So yeah, if they're getting really close to you, suddenly you place, and then like that, you jump over it, and they probably won't be able to do it at just the same time unless they have good reactions. The second one, which, you know, is a kind of bit more advanced and can really get you out of harm's way if you can do it right, but it's one that, again, it's so tricky that I can only do it sometimes, but, you know, if you want to learn it, it's pretty handy. Basically, if you have a wall along the side of you, you can climb the wall as you run. So again, you don't have time to just stop and, you know, nerd pull yourself up like this. So what do? You do a clever thing where you kind of face downwards and to the right towards the wall, and it means you slowly can climb like this, and boom, just you saw it right there. You can use that to climb and then get yourself up to some decent heights. Also, in this case, the wall kind of ran out, so at that point I should stop doing that. But you can see, trying to follow this, you know, from behind in the heat of the moment, imagine this was appearing as I was going, it's going to be really tricky to know exactly how you should pace yourself, and even then, I can't do it perfectly. So yeah, if you want to get someone away from you, there are 2 ways to do it. 1, just place blocks as you go, or 2, if you can really, you know, learn this thing, like I said, I didn't even do it perfectly there, but I did it kind of tip, okay? If you learn to do this, you can make a really tricky parkour on the go that not everyone can do without stopping and doing their own thing. So yeah, that is the third useful parkour tip. The fourth one is, again, for saving your life when it comes to, this is one I've used in Skywars a few times. You might have noticed it in some gameplays where, like, I'm in some real danger, and then suddenly I use ender pearls, and I save myself. Ender pearls are one of the best items in the game, but knowing how to use ender pearls is pretty important to being able to use them. Oh, I think that's pretty logical. And yeah, here's just a quick little guide on how to do it. So let's play, let's imagine there are two islands here, or just two big buildings. Something where you don't want to fall off because you'll die, but something where you don't want to be here because they're going to be hitting you. So what you want to do is you want to fire your ender pearl to the other place, but instead of just waiting for it to get there, what you want to do is while it's in midair, you jump, and then while you're in midair, you'll just transport like that. So this is really handy because it means that you take less full damage. You might even trick them to chase you over, and then the second handy benefit is that, of course, you might kill them, you get to the place on time, and you take less damage. So unless they have ender pearls, they can't follow you, which is nice, and it just improves your odds of survival, because bear in mind that without these feather falling boots, an ender pearl will, these feather falling boots here, ender pearls do the full 2.5 hearts of damage, which is a pretty bad... Oh, okay, that time we made a mistake because we did it at the same time, but that's a pretty bad thing to be doing in general. So, yeah, if you want to save your life, throw the ender pearl, wait till it's about to hit there, and then jump off, and you can do yourself some good. So, yeah, that is pro tip number 4 that can help you and save your life at some point. So, what is the fifth tip right here? The fifth tip is one that, honestly, is going to be... it's kind of a repeat because I showed this off about a year ago, but I've gained a lot of subscribers since then, so if you have seen this before, I congratulate you on being subscribed so long. But if you haven't seen this, you're probably the majority, I want to just quickly show you something that is kind of counterintuitive, but it's really handy because it is hitting yourself with a bow. So you can do this with any level of bow, but it's most handy with a punch 2 bow. Basically, if you sprint and then you hit yourself and then you jump at the same time, so it's kind of a tricky thing to do because you have to launch the arrow. What you can actually do is you can hit the arrow into yourself, like that, and you can jump massive gaps. You can jump like 10, 20 block gaps, and this is kind of an alternative to using ender pearls, because ender pearls are amazing, but most, mini games or most games of any form will limit your use to them because they're so good. On the other hand, getting bows of punch 2 is a lot more common, and if you do get one of these, you can use it to jump massive gaps, or if you really want, you can actually use it to jump up massive gaps. So, for instance, let's say that, we need to jump up for somewhere. You can hit yourself while you're in the corner and do that. So let's actually get an example. Let's fly down here. If I want to get up to there, for instance, if you actually hit yourself at just the right moment, what you can actually do. So, okay, this is going to be a tricky thing. You can jump over the block. So I jumped over the wrong 2 blocks, but you can see right there, you can actually jump massive gaps using a punch 2 bow. So, yeah, the fifth parkour tip that can save your life is hitting yourself with a bow. As ridiculous as it seems that hitting yourself can do some good, that is a thing. So, yeah, just quickly summarize today's video. Hopefully, something here you do remember, and actually do go out and learn. The first one is making blocks shorter as you're doing them, so make it the 4th block as you land. The second one is using ladders to save yourself on the way down. Kind of messed up on that one. The third one is making parkour on the go, either by placing blocks or by doing the along the side of the wall parkour. The fourth one is using ender pearls at just the right moment, or jumping off at just the right moment so that you can survive the ender pearl fall. And the final one is hitting yourself with a bow is actually kind of handy sometimes. So yeah, 5 parkour tips that might just save your life. Let me know what you think of these more advanced parkour videos. I know a lot of people do like them, and I think that is pretty cool. Obviously, we can gauge the feedback and see if we should do some more of these. So, yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Oh, wait, like it if you liked it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel. So, yeah, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.